those little guys sold within an hour. I bet it was less than 30 minutes that I had them listed in my shop. The Etsy algorithm really likes it when you're making a lot of sales. I'll just say that. Hi, I'm Stephanie with VSJ Home Collective. I've had a vintage home decor Etsy shop for 3 years now, and I've been profitable every single month. I've been fortunate to turn a fun hobby of thrifting into a successful business. I've had 2,200 sales and counting, and today I'm going to share with you 7 tips to help your shop be a success too. And stick around to the end when I show you the one item that's been my greatest return on investment, a 75,000% return. So here we go. Tip number 1, be consistent. I set a goal for myself to list items in my shop every single day. Try to get about 5 listings done, either new listings or refreshing old listings. But I try to make about 20 new items hit my shop every single week. Your dust pile's doing you no good, sitting in your garage, not earning you any money. So work hard to get listings done every single day. I try to do it first thing in the morning before I get busy with other things. I'll sit down at my computer, get those listings done, and I know if I do nothing else for my business that day, at least there's 5 new things for people to buy in my shop. The other thing to be consistent with is the easy one, shopping. You can't get the good things if you're not going every week. I try to go about twice a week. It's hit and miss when you go thrifting. It's kind of, for me, tends to be an all or nothing game. There are times where I find lots of things and fill up the cart, and plenty of times when I leave empty-handed. So going on a regular basis will help even that all out. And let's face it, the shopping part, that's the easiest part of the business and the most fun. The hunt's always the most fun. Tip number 2, spend time in your own shop. I'm constantly working on my store. Much like if I had a brick and mortar store. When you're revamping, zhuzhing things up, I'm constantly doing that. Spend time in your shop making a banner, having a good profile picture, making sure that your shop announcements are refreshed every so often. Etsy likes it when you fill everything out. Be sure you have your shop policy set. There's my dog. Hold, please. The number 1 thing you can do spending time in your shop is with your photos. Be sure that you take really good photos, quality photos, and plenty of them. Etsy gives you 10 spots for photos. If you can, fill out all 10 spots. Take pictures from every angle and be sure that they're quality pictures. No one can buy something or know if they want to buy something if the picture is fuzzy or it's slightly out of focus. Take time to take good pictures. You can just do that on your phone. You don't need a fancy camera. And also be detailed in your listings. Talk about the condition of the item. Give all the measurements. Try to answer all the questions that someone may have in your listing description. Number 3, spreadsheet. Get one. You can't keep track of how much you're making if you don't know how much you've spent. So from the very beginning of my shop, I had a Google Sheet where I have all the tabs of all the different categories of items I'm selling, and within each tab, I have the item, when I bought it, how much I paid, and then I have space to fill out when I sell it, how much I sell it for, and another column that calculates my return on investment, which is really fun when you see that really high percentage of how much you made. Then I can go back, kind of assess a couple of times during the year and see, like, was that really worth the time and effort I put into that item? Do I need to look for more of these kind of items because they're obviously a really good return on investment? And it calculates how much my expenses are. I have a tab where I'll put how much I'm paying for shipping supplies, my Etsy fees, my Etsy marketing, anything that's a true shop expense goes into my expense tab, so then it can tell me exactly what I've spent and how much I'm making. So if you don't have a spreadsheet, if you're not keeping track of everything you have, you need to be doing that. Get a spreadsheet. Tip Number 4, invest in good shipping supplies. Now, for me, most of my items that I sell are breakables. For a lot of people, that scares them. They don't want to sell breakable items because of the shipping. And I get it. That's the worst thing, is that you've bought an item, you've spent all this time listing it, you finally sold it, it's off and on its way to its new home, and it arrives broken. It's a quick way to lose money on a great sale. So I invest in good shipping supplies. Yes, I reuse boxes when I can. It's better for the planet. It makes me feel better to reuse boxes, but I can't always do that. So I have 3 different size boxes that I always have on hand. They seem to be good sizes for me. I always have lots of bubble wrap and like butcher paper to shove down and use in between to create that 2-inch cushion that you want to have in your boxes. I also have invested in a good scale. It's another way to lose a lot of money is if you don't have your shipping prices calculated correctly. So get a scale so that when you pack up your item that you can weigh it and know exactly what your shipping cost is going to be. I've also invested in a Rolo label maker, which saves a lot of time. It's just so convenient. So it's worth the investment. Tip number 5, pricing matters. If you have items in your shop that are way overpriced, they're never going to sell. People are smart. They shop around. They see what, can I get a better deal somewhere else? What is this going for cheaper somewhere else? Shoppers are savvy. So having something priced too high is no good. Having something priced too low is not good either. You don't want to leave money on the table. So do your research. While you're doing your research, if something looks too good to be true, it probably is. I think we've all made the mistake of quickly doing a Google Lens search and finding an item and getting really excited because you see that it's going for a super high price. Just recently, I found an item that I did a quick Google Lens search to see what it was being priced for, and I saw it going for a crazy amount, like $450. And I was like, oh my goodness, is this super rare, special? No, not really. It was going, other people were selling it for $40. So take time to do research and really use common sense. Be reasonable. Think to yourself, is this something, would I pay this much for this? And the answer is no, then probably other people who are reasonable aren't going to pay for it either. And the last thing you want is to have this great item that just sits in your store. And Etsy charges for your listing as it renews, so you'll end up losing money the longer that it sits. So be reasonable with your pricing. The other thing when it comes to pricing that I highly recommend is having a variety of price points. I have items in my shop for $10. I have items in my shop for over $100 and everywhere in between. You don't want to alienate a whole group of shoppers that maybe can't buy something for $100, but they can find something else pretty in your shop that's only $15. So you open your shopping pool up, the more items you have at a variety of price points. Don't be afraid of something because you think, oh, it's only going for $10. If you bought it for $1 and you sell it for $10, that's a really good return on your money. So we all have to make those choices of how much time do I want to invest in something that I'm only going to make $10 on. But the more sales you have in your shop, the more the Etsy algorithm likes it. The Etsy algorithm really likes it when you're making a lot of sales. I'll just say that. Tip number 6 is all about customer service, and I call it golden rule customer service. I try to always keep in mind that I need to treat my customers the way I want to be treated. Being polite doesn't cost you anything. And look, people are going to be people, and they're going to be annoying, and they're going to get on your nerves, and they're going to ask you questions that you think, I've already answered this, but you want to make the sale. And so be polite. Also, be quick in your response. You don't want to miss out on a sale because you've waited too long to answer their questions. Be sure that you have your notifications turned on, you have the Etsy app on your phone, and that you have the notifications turned on so when someone asks you a question, you will be quickly notified, right? Like you're not always sitting at your computer, but everybody's got their phone nearby at all times. When you hear that go off, you want to pick it up and answer that question as soon as you can, because you don't want them to move on down the road, decide they don't want that item, or find it somewhere else. Someone answered their question quicker than you did. You also want to have the Etsy app so you can hear that wonderful ka-ching that we always want to hear anytime we get a sale. So if you don't have the Etsy app on your phone, I highly recommend that. Also, with Golden Rule customer service, you want to be a quick and careful shipper. It kind of goes back with my other tip about investing in good shipping supplies. If you say that you're going to ship within 1 to 3 days, ship within 1 to 3 days. If that's not something that you can keep up with, then when you do your shipping settings, set them accordingly, right? People have gotten so used to things coming in the mail quickly, thanks to other big stores, that you order it in the morning and it's at your house that night. Right? We are small business owners. We're not those big companies. For me, I'm a one-shop woman. I'm doing it all and making it all happen, but I still put that I will ship within 1 to 3 days because people like that. The Etsy algorithm likes that. And so I just know that I may have days where weeks where I'm shipping every single day. I have a very close relationship with our postman. His name's Edward and he's wonderful. The other part that's nice with customer service is I always include a thank you card. Now, I don't take the time to handwrite a thank you card because number one, my handwriting is not that great. Number two, I try to be efficient with my shipping as much as I can. So I use Canva and I have thank you cards that are pre-printed and ready to go. And on that thank you card, I include a discount code so that I can get those return shoppers, somebody that thinks, ooh, well, I mean, because who doesn't love a good deal? Who doesn't want a percentage off? So highly recommend including a discount code. You can also do that on Etsy where it's a discount code is automatically sent to your customers. You want to say hello to the people? You want to say hello to the people? This is Libby. I'm about the only person she likes, and she doesn't like me all that much. Tip number 7, the final tip. Oh, cat hair on me. Tip number 7, don't be afraid. And what I mean by that is, don't be afraid to have a sale. Don't be afraid to accept an offer. And don't be afraid to offer free shipping. So every so often in my shop, I will have a sale. People love sales. We all love sales. If you're a shopper of any kind, if you've ever bought anything, you like it better when you get it on sale. So when I am doing my pricing, one of the things I take into consideration is, will I be okay if I sell this at 20% off? Or, which is most of the time when I have a sale, 20%, 25% is where I usually land. If I really need to clear out my inventory, I'll have a really big sale, which about once a year I'll do that. But most of the time it's 20, 25%. So I'll work that into my cost, or my pricing, I should say, so that if I have a sale and it sells for 25% off, I'm still good, I'm still making money. Same goes for having or accepting an offer. I always toggle on a listing, will accept an offer. And the good thing is that Etsy lets you set like how high of an offer you're willing to accept. So if somebody tries to offer me 50% off, I don't even get that. It won't even come to me. But 20%, I'll consider it if it's a decent, if it's decent, because I've already worked that into my cost. So, and again, people like to know that they're getting a good deal. The other don't be afraid, which is don't be afraid of free shipping, is something that took me a while to overcome, because I was always afraid that I was going to end up losing a lot of money in shipping cost. But again, I learned that there is no such thing as free shipping because you work that into your cost. So if a lot of times if I have a bigger priced item, or maybe an item that is a little bit heavier and I know it's going to be a little more expensive to ship because our shipping costs are based on weight and size of the box, I will offer free shipping and I will work that into the cost in my price. So it's a win-win for everyone. And Etsy, the algorithm, likes it when you offer free shipping. We can't be those other big companies that offer free shipping, you know, all the time for every single thing. And maybe you can, and you can work that into your price, and you can have everything in your shop be free shipping. The algorithm will love you for it if you do that. For me, I have a mix. I have some things that I offer free shipping, and other things that are just, it is what it is. Because it's been a process. I'm slowly working into the offering free shipping on everything. I may eventually get there. Trust your gut when you're out thrifting. Rarely has my gut led me wrong. Both in seeing things and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. This'll sell. Just the other day, I found a pair of turtle salt and pepper shakers. And let's just say they were, these turtles are very much in love. And they were just silly and cute. And when I saw them on the cart, I thought, oh, these will sell. And those little guys sold within an hour. I bet it was less than 30 minutes that I had them listed in my shop. So trust your gut. And don't be afraid to take a chance on an item. You know what? It's not always going to work out. I can't say that I've sold every single thing I've ever bought. I've had to donate some things back to Goodwill that just didn't work out and had to take that loss. But even with that, I have still been profitable every single month. And I hope these tips will help you do the same. So this finally leads me to sharing with you that one item that has been my greatest return on investment. Now, I've had a lot of things that have sold really well for me and that I've made some really good money on. There's this one thing, and it was actually 12 things, 12 of the same things that ended up being just an amazing return, a 75,000% return. So it was a set of flatware. Now, I found these in the bin, in the Goodwill bin. They were like in the bottom of the bin. No one was paying any attention to them. They were inside a box, and it was a mismatched set. There were a couple of teaspoons, or no, there were like 4 teaspoons and 2 soup spoons and some forks. 12 mismatched items. They were stamped on the back. I could see that it said Austria, and I thought that they were just cool mid-century looking flatware. And because the bins, which you're probably familiar with, but since they charge by the pound and these were light enough, I knew that it wasn't going to be that big of an investment to take the chance. Because you know, when you're in the bins, you don't have a lot of time to sit there on Google Lens and decide, am I going to do this or not? So brought these home at 10 cents a piece, and I was able to sell, this is my very last fork, and I sold them for $75 a piece. So this is a great example of why research matters, pricing matters, and following your gut matters. I continue to work hard every single day to make my Etsy shop successful and hopefully continue to be profitable. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you have any tips or suggestions, be sure to make a comment below and let me know. And be sure to also go check out my Etsy shop by following the link in the description. Now it's time to go get busy. I have orders that need to be shipped, listings that need to be done, and hopefully you'll stick around and watch more videos. I have some great thrift hauls and other fun things that are coming up, including tour of my home, room by room, as I share some of the things that didn't get to make it into my Etsy shop because I decided they needed to stay with me. So stick around and I'll share more of those fun things in the future. Thanks for being here. Bye.